Princess Charlotte, daughter of Prince William and Catherine, has come forward with a confession that has ruined Queen Camilla's image. This has caused a lot of trouble at Buckingham Palace. But what terrible things has Princess Charlotte told? About how Camilla treats her. What will happen to Camilla's image because of this? Discover Camilla's dark side with us, the royal whisper that shook the country. The event was meant to be very royal. The royal family got together for a big public event. They were dressed in their best clothes, and smiled and waved carefully to the crowds of people who were very excited. There were cheers and cameras flashing, and everything looked perfect, as always. Every step was thought out and perfected. This is the kind of thing that the royal family does. But something very strange happened that day. It was a short moment that was almost too quiet to hear. But it quickly grew into something much bigger than anyone thought possible. As the party went on with music playing and flags being waved, Princess Charlotte, who was not yet 10 years old, leaned gently toward a nearby royal guest. The next thing she said would shock everyone, not just those nearby. Charlotte said in a soft voice that she thought no one else could hear, "One day I will show you the real Queen Camilla." She had no idea that a microphone nearby had picked up every word. The short video was all over the internet in just a few hours. It was talked about everywhere and shared many times. People were shocked, confused, and interested. What could a little girl like Charlotte mean when she says something like that? Was it really just a kid saying something? Or did those words mean something else? Royal fans, news writers, and people who study how royals act started to closely watch the video. They saw something strange. Charlotte didn't seem like she was having fun or being silly. For her age, her face looked very grown up and calm. People who study body language said Charlotte seemed to fully understand what she was saying. What did she see or hear that made her say that? The question quickly got around. The royal family moved quickly to make things better. Palace staff are said to have talked to Charlotte and reminded her of proper royal behavior and how important it is to watch what you say. But they wouldn't say what they actually said. This made people want to know more. Did they just want to be polite? Or was someone telling her not to talk about what she had found? Talk got louder behind the house doors. It was said that Queen Camilla was very angry and had asked that the tape be taken down. It was too late by then. The movie was seen all over the world, and people already had thoughts on it. There were a lot of online arguments. Was this little girl just being naughty, or had she found out something that no one else would say? Many people thought that kids, with their pure hearts and sharp eyes, might be able to see things that adults choose not to see. How long would the royal family be able to keep their secrets safe if Charlotte had seen something? One thing was certain: everyone would remember what took place that day. People began to doubt the perfect image of the royal family after hearing that one soft line. Many people began to wonder if the world inside the palace walls was really as perfect as it looked. When everyone can see you, even a child can figure out what's really going on. How long can lies stay hidden where everyone can see them? Plus, why would a kid see something that most people didn't? Watch out, the sweet little princess. Princess Charlotte is not like other royal kids. There is a lot more going on in the background of her world than just grand palaces, shining crowns, and old customs. Charlotte's story is one that not many people really understand, even though she smiles, waves, and has lovely public events. She is in the middle of two strong endings. One is a warm, kind memory of her grandma, Princess Diana, who was known for having a caring heart and being honest without fear. The other one is Queen Camilla, who is known for staying away from people. Years of rumors and different reactions from people have shaped how people see her. Young Charlotte is in the middle of these two very different worlds. Even though she is small, she is already making her mark on family history. Charlotte's life is different from the lives of other royal children because she grows up with Prince William and Princess Catherine. Moods are important in her home. A lot of laughter can be heard. You don't have to hide your feelings. Her folks teach her to be kind, tell the truth, and trust her heart all the time. Charlotte's friends and family often say that she is smart, kind, and surprisingly advanced for her age. It's fun for her to meet people and smile for the cameras, but she's also quiet sometimes. Things going on around her are picked up by her, by what she watches, listens to, and notes. The princess was born at St. Mary's Hospital in London on May 2, 2015. Queen Elizabeth II was still in charge at the time. Charlotte Elizabeth Diana of Cambridge is a beautiful name for her. The name Charlotte Elizabeth Diana will be given to her. Kensington Palace sent us a full statement praising both Charlotte's great-grandmother, the Queen, and her late grandmother, Diana. From the moment she was born, Charlotte won the hearts of everyone. Even though William and Catherine tried to keep her childhood a secret, every picture and appearance makes people excited. Some people even think that Charlotte's fame could one day have a real effect on the economy of the country. Charlotte is also very important to the future of the royal family. After her father and older brother, Prince George, she is third in line to the British throne. Charlotte was the first British princess to stay in line when her younger brother, Prince Louis, was born. This was possible because of a change in family history. It was an important and modern step for the throne. Princess Diana's body is still felt in their homes at Adelaide Cottage and Kensington Palace. Kate and William are proud and love to talk about her. They show Charlotte pictures of their family, talk about how kind Charlotte was, and go to places that were important to Diana. Charlotte has never met her grandmother, but she knows about the love, sadness, and bravery her grandmother showed. She also knows who helped Diana and who didn't. Charlotte and Queen Camilla don't talk to each other as much. People who know the family say that the children of Camilla and Williams are polite to each other, but not friendly. People say that Camilla spends more time with her grandkids. Even though she's nice to Charlotte, it doesn't feel like real love. Charlotte sees these things because she has been taught to pay attention to how she feels. It's only normal for a child who has been raised with honesty and heart to start to feel that something is wrong. But what should she do if the love she's expecting isn't there? In that memorable moment, Charlotte whispered words that sent shockwaves through the palace. This may have been what led to that. A little girl aware of things she might not fully understand yet. The untold story of Queen Camilla. There has been no other trip like Queen Camilla's into royal life in recent years. When she first showed up with Prince Charles, everyone in the world paid close attention to her. Many people said she looked a lot like the beloved Princess Diana, and media wrote a lot of stories about it. Camilla had a hard time. Hearts stayed true to Diana for years. A little bit of time has helped Camilla accept things as they are, but she hasn't fully yet, and maybe she never will. Camilla's position changed when Charles became king. Her name was Queen Consort. May your servant Camilla, who wears this crown, be filled with all of your royal grace and values. But behind all the royal shine, things were much more complicated. Inside the house, the air was still heavy with old memories, private feelings, and hurts that were not spoken. People who used to love Diana kept their feelings to themselves, and no ring could erase those bonds. Camilla has always been polite to Prince William, who is now an adult and will soon be king, but they have never been close. They don't say mean things to each other or fight in public, but there are also no signs that they are close. They are careful in what they say, how they set up their talks, and how they choose their words. It feels more like job than family. With the title of Queen, Camilla has never really become close with William, and it's possible that she never will. Things are pretty much the same for Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, who are the youngest royal children. People who are close to the family say that Camilla loves her kids, but she doesn't spend much time with William's children. The picture of a loving and fun grandmother doesn't quite work here. She smiles warmly at people and smiles for pictures with the kids, but they are rarely really close. Even if they don't fully understand them, the kids also notice these things. She hasn't done anything wrong, to be fair. She is careful, smart, and aware of how other people see her. She has been with King Charles for a long time, worked for good causes, and stayed out of trouble since she joined the royal family. Still, there are rumors going round the house that Camilla may not feel fully at home there. Even with all the jewels and titles, she seems like a guest in a world where people watch with polite eyes but don't show their feelings. A short while ago, Princess Charlotte, then a child, made a simple comment that caused a quiet storm. Even though she spoke softly and like a child, her words were heard all over the house and beyond. It made people wonder what Camilla would do in the future for the family, especially since the younger royals were getting bigger and having their own ideas about the world. Of course, Camilla can still win over the people, but it's a whole other thing to win over the trust and warmth of the next generation, the children who will carry the monarchy's name forward. Those little ones are watching right now with hearts and eyes that are pure. There are also times when kids can see things better than adults. But what was Camilla's real story? Let's get started. It's a special trip for Camilla. Queen Camilla's life as a member of the royal family is one of the most interesting and well-known in recent royal history. As soon as she walked up to Prince Charles, everyone looked at her with interest, judgment, and comments. It was never easy for her. People all over the world loved Princess Diana, and Camilla had to deal with years of rumors, cold looks, and news stories that followed her everywhere she went. There was a time when Camilla was known as Camilla Shan. In the early 1970s, she met Prince Charles through Lucia Santa Cruz, who was a friend of both of them. They met at a private home, not at a polo match, as many people think. From the first time they met, they became fast friends. They laughed together over dinner, at polo games, and in the evenings at busy London bars. People nearby could see how close they had grown, but fate had other ideas, as it often does, in royal stories. In 1973, Charles left England to join the Royal Navy. He didn't ask Camilla to wait for him before he left. She married Andrew Parker B.S., a man she had known for years, while he was away. Charles came back to find her married, and for a while, they stopped seeing each other. Some people thought they broke up because it was the wrong time, while others said that members of the royal family didn't think Camilla was the right match for a future king. The great-uncle of Charles, Lord Mountbatten, was said to want Charles to marry someone else. No matter what the reason was, Camilla went on with her life, and Charles kept doing his job as king. But their friendship was never really broken. When Lord Mountbatten died in a terrible accident in 1979, Charles turned to Camilla for support. In private, away from everyone else, their old feelings came back. Charles's link to Camilla stayed strong, even after he married Lady Diana Spencer. In 1981, there were rumors that both Camilla and her husband were seeing other people, which made things more complex. The fact that Charles and Camilla were dating was kept a secret from most people for a long time. That changed in 1992, when a book showed information about Charles's personal life and made it clear that he was still in love with Camilla. Soon after, a private phone call between the two was made public, which caused a huge scandal across the country. Many people were shocked, and the royal family got a lot of bad press. People got very angry at Camilla in particular. Camilla chose to stay out of the press for a while, to let the mean comments go away. Step by careful step, she slowly came back to public life. A public relations professional was hired by Charles to gently change Camilla's image so that she came across as caring, thoughtful, and kind. In 1999, they went out in public together for the first time. Even though people were still talking, a lot of them started to like her more. Camilla took on more royal tasks as the years went by. She gave money to charities and causes, especially ones that were important to her, like raising knowledge about osteoporosis. The world slowly came to accept her as a strong, loyal, and quietly beautiful woman. The wedding between Charles and Camilla took place in 2005. The fact that Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip did not show up showed that old views still existed in the family. But Camilla stayed the same. She was always there for Charles, and never tried to be the center of attention. The spirit of Diana lives on. Princess Diana passed away a long time before Princess Charlotte was born, but her gentle spirit still lives in the Wales family home. It's not just in old pictures, special family stories, or her well-known name. People who knew her still feel something softer and deeper about her. A soft kindness, a quiet strength, and loved honesty. It's now being passed on to the next generation, especially Charlotte. As a loving gift to his children, Prince William has always kept his promise to honor his mother. He does this not because it is his royal job, but because he loves them. In his mind, Diana is not a cold historical figure. Instead, he sees her as a loving mother who believed in being kind, fair, and standing up for what was right, even when it was hard. Catherine tells the kids a sweet story about their grandmother. Diana, before bed. Diana was a beautiful, kind woman who loved her grandchildren more than words can say. Diana's name is said with love and care during those quiet times. Charlotte's family, Diana's side, is still a comforting part of her life. They make sure that she never loses touch with her grandma. Charlotte is happy to have Diana's name as part of her own, but she seems to have gotten more than that. Diana was known for being honest, brave, and kind, and she has some of those qualities too. In a world where people often put on careful masks, Diana was known for being honest about how she felt. People loved her because she wasn't afraid to be herself. As Charlotte gets older, some people are starting to wonder if she has the same brave, honest heart. Many people think of Diana when they see Charlotte. Her eyes sparkle, her smile is sure, and the way she moves makes them feel warm. The way Charlotte waved and smiled at Queen Elizabeth's Jubilee made everyone fall in love, reminding everyone of Diana's natural beauty and ease. People notice more than just Charlotte's charm though. She has a strong sense of what is right and wrong. The people in her family teach her to be honest, kind, and brave. Charlotte learns when to speak up and when to listen from her father, who has been through both the good and bad parts of being a prince. She's only a little girl, but already she has the makings of a kind and brave person. It is well known that Queen Camilla and Princess Diana are not the same. While Diana's openness and kindness touched a lot of people, well, I think the princess helped get that message across, just by shaking hands with the patients and me, and not wearing gloves. Camilla has worked hard for years to improve her looks. Diana's memory still shines brighter. especially for younger generations like Charlotte, who hear stories and feel the deep love of their grandma. Camilla is now seen as queen by the public, and even by some family members. Charlotte is growing up with royal customs, family stories that are whispered, and little lessons about the past. She is already showing that she is strong, kind, and even defiant, in a quiet way. Diana was known for having this kind of spirit. It's not just history being told. It takes love, bravery, and the ability to be different, while still being nice. But Charlotte's words were not the first part of this story of difference. It meant something more profound. So, what were the roots? Let's get started. The stress that no one talks about. Whenever people watch royal events, everything looks very good. The royal family stands in neat lines, wearing clothes that match. They smile and wave to the crowds of people clapping. The music is really great. The talks are well written. It looks like a quiet and beautiful day from the outside. But what most people don't know is that somewhere behind those perfect pictures are fears and feelings that aren't said out loud. These feelings that are kept hidden sometimes show up in small, surprising ways. At one point during the celebration of color, a small event caught the attention of those who were giving close attention. The royal family was seen standing on the famous balcony at Buckingham Palace, together. Princess Charlotte was seen moving away from Queen Camilla in a soft way. A lot of people missed it because it happened so fast. But because cameras were recording every second and people were watching the videos slowly, people with sharp eyes could see this quiet action. Even a royal speech couldn't hide that tiny step. People began to wonder online if it was just a careless move, or if it meant something more. People all over the world watched, paused, and talked about the moment as they tried to figure out if it showed any signs of uneasiness or strain. There have been these little signs before, during the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II, that her people will see, besides watching it on TV. Everyone in the family had a rough day. It was said that Camilla, who was already under a lot of stress, became even more upset when Prince George and Princess Charlotte had a small argument. Some even said she told Charlotte to get up from her place, but William and Catherine stood their ground in silence. People there could feel a strange stress in the air, even though nothing was said out loud. At King Charles's crowning, there was another quiet moment. All eyes were on Charlotte and the other royal children. She curtsied to her grandfather, the new king, in a sweet and polite way. That being said, Charlotte didn't say anything when Queen Camilla walked by. She didn't look at her, smile, or move toward her. What did they mean? Or did they just do something that only a child would do? People saw it either way. It's become clear to many, over time. They don't look at each other, or smile easily, or briefly very often in public. They don't laugh, or make friendly movements with each other like close friends do. Their time together seems like it was carefully planned. On the outside though, there's a gap that not even the most perfect royal act can cover. The guide. Inside the palace walls, there are quiet but powerful people behind the scenes in the world of royalty, where every word and deed is chosen with great care. A princess named Catherine is one of them. A lot of people think she will make a great queen. Beautiful, calm, and always gentle. Even though Catherine looks beautiful and smiles a lot, she has a much more important job to do, as her kids grow up in a world full of beautiful things and secret dangers. She is a loving mother, a careful guardian, and a steady leader for them. Princess Charlotte is the brave voice of the next generation. Catherine, on the other hand, guides the family gently and makes sure her kids have kind hearts and strong spirits as they grow up. Family members say that Catherine is very active in all parts of her children's lives. She doesn't watch from afar or let other people handle important things. She knows what it's like to hide, act fake, and hold on to old hurts. She has told herself that her kids will not have to feel the same sadness that their dad did. Catherine goes slowly through life as a royal. In honor of Princess Diana, whose gentle spirit still lives on in the house, she does this. She also handles the complicated connection between Prince William and Queen Camilla in a kind and smart way. It's not about fighting or making trouble. It's about setting limits quietly and making choices after giving them some thought. Catherine is kind when she needs to be, and not so kind when she needs to be. She always puts George, Charlotte, and Louis first. A lot of people paid attention when Princess Charlotte said something shocking about Queen Camilla. Some people thought it was a child's, simple, innocent comment, while others thought it showed they understood more. Kids in a royal family learn from more than just what they are told. They also learn from what they see and feel when no one is around. What does Charlotte think she saw? She has seen a mother who is nice in public. A place where people talk about Diana with love, instead of sadness. A dad whose heart still has old hurts that no crown can cover. And a grandma figure who is nice in public, but has never really become close. Family and friends of the Wales. Say Catherine has never forced her kids to be close to Camilla, and has also never stopped it. Instead, she has worked quietly to make her children feel safe and calm. They can ask questions, be honest, and show how they really feel in this safe space. In this case, being honest is more important than following the rules set by the king or queen. Charlotte has become very smart for her age, since she has grown up in this honest home. She agrees, even when it's not right, and even when she speaks softly, her words mean something. Charlotte spoke up, but Catherine didn't scold her. Instead, she was kind and gentle. Kindly, she informed Charlotte of how important it is to be kind and respectful, and of the duties that come with being a royal. Mostly, though she never told Charlotte to lie or hide how she really felt. This quiet choice said a lot. Catherine doesn't make big moves when she's dealing with tough situations. It's about how she should care for and teach her kids. People learn from her how to be honest, when to speak up, and when to keep quiet. She cares about old customs, but she also knows that things need to change for the better. She is keeping the past's mistakes out of the future so that it can be safe. William talked to Kate while she was the guide. What did he tell Charlotte? Stay with us. How much weight Prince William has. Before you can fully understand what Princess Charlotte does, which is quiet but strong, you need to know about her father, Prince William. William's life has never been normal, ever since the day he was born. Growing up, he knew that one day he would be king, which meant he had to follow rules, do what was right, and deal with pressure from the whole country. But this honor came with a lot of sadness. William went through a terrible loss when he was only 15 years old. No child should have to go through that. His mother, Princess Diana, died suddenly in front of the whole world. While other people were sad, and the news spread about Diana's death, William felt a deep and crushing sadness. He had lost more than just his mother. He had lost safety, love, and the one person who dared to stand up to the coldness of the king with kindness and feeling. Public messages were carefully written so that everyone could read them, but William kept his pain to himself. Camilla, the woman his mother used to call the third person in her marriage, was slowly becoming more important, which made things even worse. Many years went by, and even though time can ease pain, it couldn't calm Prince William down. Outside, he kept his cool, did what he had to do, and was polite to everyone. People who know the family say that his relationship with Camilla is polite, and maybe even helpful at times, but they are never close. No jokes, friendly chats, or stories are shared between them. Their relationship feels more like a duty to the king than a personal link. William has never said anything bad about Camilla in public, but the way he acts around her says a lot. Not being there to offer support or kind words gives a message without having to be said. William tries to keep his kids from feeling the same kind of secret pain he did when he was younger. Along with Catherine, they have made their home a place where people can be honest, love each other, and feel safe. It's okay to show how you feel, ask tough questions, and say what's on your mind in their family. This may be why Princess Charlotte spoke her mind with such quiet courage in that famous royal moment. Her soft words weren't just something a child would say for fun. They showed that she was aware of little things around her, even when she was young. Family and friends say William wasn't mad, but rather shocked and worried. It wasn't just what Charlotte said, it was about what it meant. His little girl already knew about the problems he tried so hard to hide. Some people think that William asked Charlotte nicely why she said what she did. There are rumors inside the palace that her answer touched his heart, but no one knows the exact words. It wasn't said in a rude or rebellious way. It was said with the clear, innocent honesty of a child who knows the difference between fake happiness and real feelings. Prince William has had to balance his love for his family with his need to know the truth for a long time. He has done his royal tasks while carrying the sadness of his mother's death in silence. Because Charlotte said something nice, the wall of quiet he built is starting to fall apart. It makes us remember that the past can come back even in the most beautiful buildings, often through the innocent words of children. William has to deal with new problems because Charlotte is becoming more aware. Can he keep the peace when the kids start to talk about old family stories? Prince William's strength has always been that he can hide his pain to keep his family and country safe. But we know from past that secrets come out at some point. When the younger royals start to pay attention and speak out, old hurts will come to light. Queen Camilla's two faces. A lot of people think that Queen Camilla is a lovely and classy woman. When she stands next to King Charles, she always looks cool and sure of herself. She helps good causes by going to charities and reading to kids. In pictures, she usually has a soft smile on her face, talks softly, and does her royal tasks without any trouble. Her place in the royal family is seen as one by many people who have grown to accept her over time. For those close to Camilla, though the quiet parts of Buckingham Palace show a different, less public side of her. Everything she says and does behind closed doors is known to be careful and thought out. People have doubted her for years, so she knows how important it is to keep her image safe. People who know her well say she likes to keep a professional distance, especially when it comes to Prince William's kids. Camilla is very close to her grandkids, but she doesn't get too close to George, Charlotte, and Louis. There aren't many silly or fun times they spend together, and they only get to spend time together at official royal events. Even very young children can pick up on these things. They can't explain it, but they know when someone is close to them and when they are not. A lot of people think that Camilla has never fully accepted the memory of Princess Diana. She seems to be more like a polite boss than a friendly grandmother in her interactions with the younger royals. If you need her to, she smiles and nods. But there is a quiet void and warmth missing in those times. In this case, Princess Charlotte is very important. She sees things other people might try to hide because she grew up in a home where being honest is valued. She told the truth in a simple, innocent way that had been kept secret. This is something that kids will never forget once they see the truth behind a mask. It's true that Camilla is now queen, but there are still some questions. How much longer is she able to look that way? Will she ever really win over the hearts of the people who matter most, the kids who are watching her? Every move. What did Charlotte really mean when she said that about Camilla? Let's find out. Talk that the house couldn't hide. It was a quiet, everyday start to the story. A private talk that was kept secret. A careless remark made in anger that wasn't meant for other people to hear. But in big houses, with lots of staff, family, and curious people, privacy is hard to come by, and rumors spread quickly. What came next would not only make people inside the palace walls feel things, but it would also bring back feelings that had been buried for a long time. People who are close to the royal family say that Princess Charlotte's famous comment wasn't just a child's silly thought. It was a real response. A story going around the palace says that Charlotte accidentally heard a very important talk between two senior royals. She wasn't making this up or making a joke. She had heard it with her own ears. People think that Queen Camilla talked about Prince William becoming king, and said in a low voice that she wasn't sure if he was ready for such a big job. She is said to have said that King Charles should stay king as long as possible to keep the royal family stable. Camilla spoke freely because she didn't realize that Charlotte was close. But Charlotte was listening, and, more importantly, she understood. They didn't ignore Charlotte when she told them what she had heard. Prince William was very upset because he felt torn between his duties as king and father. Princess Catherine was also having a hard time. Not because Charlotte heard it, but because of what it said in the letter. Old hurts and tensions were still there, even though people smiled and said hello. The house moved quickly behind the scenes. The staff worked quickly to calm things down. The reply was turned down. It was brushed off as a mistake. But the truth was already known in those fancy royal rooms. Something bigger was revealed by Charlotte's honest voice. This showed how fragile trust is in the royal family, and how not everyone has the same goals for the future. Once it was just a whisper. Charlotte spoke out at a big public event about what was going on. "One day I'll show you the real queen, Camilla." It wasn't to get publicity or to break the rules. It was a clear, honest message from a child who was raised to be honest and who has the kind, rebellious spirit of her grandma, Diana. The palace worked hard to keep the story from going off track, but it was too late. The video quickly went around the world. The media talked about it, people argued it, and royal fans wondered. Camilla wasn't pleased when she heard about it. No one else's words were the only thing that made her angry. That's what those words meant, a tiny flaw in the picture she had worked so hard to make. It was no longer just about Charlotte. It was about a past that wouldn't shut up. King Charles called Prince William to have a private talk because he felt stressed. People who were there said it was a short but important meeting. The talk wasn't about how to punish Charlotte. It was about keeping the royal family's image safe, and the harm that could come from even small comments. William stood strong because he always looks out for his family. Charlotte did not want to be scolded. She would be gently told to pick kind words instead, but she would still be able to tell the truth. But the damage was already done. The support for Camilla, that had been slowly building up over many years, began to fall apart. There were old stories about the past coming up again. Diana's memory came back into the spotlight, after being quietly in the background. Once more, sympathy changed, and there was a cold conflict between King Charles's group and the Wales family. In the palace's quiet halls, it was clear that some truths are not accepted, even if they are said softly. The world would rather pretend nothing is wrong with those who carry them, whether they are a prince who is sad, a princess who is smart, or a young girl who is aware. The Wales family's home. There is a home that feels very different from what people might expect behind the big gates and old stone walls of royal houses. There are 3 kids living here: George, Charlotte, and Louis. They are married to Prince William and Princess Catherine. While other royal homes were strict and serious, theirs is warm, loving, and full of simple pleasure. A little at a time, they are slowly giving up old customs. Behind closed doors, the Wales family lives in a much more casual and honest way than the public sees them at neat official events, where they wear nice clothes and smile politely. At home, they don't hide how they feel. When you love someone, you say it out loud, not just with small actions. There is laughing, soft bedtime stories, and kind words in their rooms all the time. People are always loved and understood, no matter how they feel, whether they are happy or sad. Most of the time, duty comes before honesty in royal homes. So this kind of open heart is rare. People who remember Princess Diana live in this house. The way her pictures are placed is meant to remember everyone of how kind and honest she was. She's more than just a historical figure to George, Charlotte, and Louis. As a child, she is lovingly called Granny Diana during bedtime stories and family talks. My kids learn about her through old family photos and movies. They see the good things she did for the world. This is the kind of home where Princess Charlotte grew up. Even when it's hard, she has learned to say what she thinks and ask questions. Grace and peace are things she got from her mother. She also gets a soft strength and the quiet sadness of old losses from her father. While Charlotte was living with this loving and honest family, she first thought of the famous thing she said about Queen Camilla. It wasn't an act of defiance or a trick to get attention. The little girl was being honest, because she has been taught that saying the truth is important, and there is no reason to be afraid of it. Charlotte Wales has not only been given the chance to speak, but also a strong sense of what is right and wrong. A gift that many other royal children never had. Charlotte is only 9 years old, but she already knows how to follow her heart and do what she thinks is right. In the near future of the kingdom, what does Charlotte stand for? Join us, the heart of the kingdom in the future. One little girl is slowly changing the story in a world full of perfect smiles and well thought out moments. Princess Charlotte is only 9 years old, but she is already starting to shine in her own special way. One thing that stands out about her is that she is kind, honest, and brave. A lot of people already think she looks a lot like Princess Diana, who was a beloved queen, who is remembered with love all over the world. Charlotte has a grace about her that makes people think of her grandma. Her behavior at public events, like giving sweet smiles and warm waves, makes it clear. Her bright, interested eyes make her even cuter. But Charlotte's quiet strength is what makes her truly unique. She seems to know the difference between pretending to be someone else and being yourself, even though she is very young. In a world so focused on looks, this is a rare thing. It feels very different to Charlotte to grow up in a royal home than it did for Princess Diana. William and Kate have worked hard to keep their kids safe from the rough parts of public life and old royal rules. People share their thoughts, laugh, and get honest answers to hard questions in their home. Diana is not thought of as a distant figure from history, but as Granny Diana, who is talked about with love in family stories. Charlotte has grown up in this lovely house where she has been cared for. She knows when to be honest, and when it's time to speak up. It wasn't for attention or drama that she said what she did about Queen Camilla. It was the simple truth told by a girl whose grandmother taught her to value being honest. Charlotte is not in charge of a royal revolt, but she is still challenging the old rules, in her own gentle way. She stands for a new kind of royalty that is based on love, honesty, and openness, instead of strict rules and old customs. This quiet change is going to happen whether the government is ready for it or not. Many people are already interested in what Charlotte's job title might be in the future. The rules of today say that she is in the same line as her boys. Even though she has earned her high place, it's her charm that really wins people over. People think she might one day become Princess Royal, which is the term for the eldest daughter of the monarch. For Charlotte, though the title doesn't matter, that's what she picks to do with it. People called Princess Diana the people's princess, because she was brave, kind, and honest. Charlotte might become known as the people's princess, queen one day. She could help the royal family move away from old customs and become more open in the present day. She